everyone, and welcome to Letty Does Playing Lone Wolf, the Huntress, Book 3, Echoes of Eternity, Part 10. So I filmed parts 7 through 10 of this Let's Play all in one go, and this clip that you're watching marks the beginning of Part 10. And if you haven't seen Part 9 yet, you can find that link in this video's PeerTube description. So, let's get started. And lighting a torch from the side of the campaigner's pack, you head into the cave. You may use a healer's kit now. Turn to 25. This is important! Okay, there's a lot going on, so let's see what we can do here. First of all, the weapon, right? The Time Reaver is +1 combat ratio. It's saying this thing is +2 combat ratio. If wielded alongside a shield. Which I do still have because, again, I haven't used the dang Sun God's shield. So, I can take whatever I want, right? Yeah. Whatever I want. Well, actually, it just says inside you find the following items of interest. It doesn't necessarily say I can take them, but I'm going to. Okay. Well, I'm going to get back my packet of boom powder. I was just talking about how I've had it for so long and I never used it. And then I use it and I get it back immediately. So that's great. I'll put it in the exact same slot to packet of boom. Let's do the potion of Wurmspur instead of a diamond. Do I need it? I don't think I need the diamond because I have the red jewel. Why would I need the diamond? And I have 2. I can use a diamond. I don't know if I need this Subito tincture anymore either. I've held on to it for a very long time. I never used it, but I think I was only supposed to use it in the first book. I don't know what else you would need it for. I don't know. I'm just going to write Wurmspur +4. I know what that means. I took the packet of boom powder. I am taking that. I'm still holding out hope that the Bejeweled Warhammer can be used for something important later. Just because it was like so weird and hard to get. So I will do the Time Reaver. Sorry. I feel bad. I think if I made it back to the forge, I might be able to get it again. I think there's an option for that. I missed an A. Dang it, Letty. Yeah. And that is a sword, but I think it's more important to write +2 ratio with shield. But then that means unless I get another shield, I cannot use the Sun God's shield, otherwise I will not have a shield! Also, does it mean like just for Okay, hold on. When wielded alongside one. Because if I'm wielding it, but then I use the shield to block, does that mean I no longer have the shield? Or can I just hold the Sun God's shield and not use its no damage for 1 round ability? Yeah? No? I don't know. Also, it keeps telling me I can use a healer's kit now. Where are people getting these healer's kits? I don't have a healer's kit. I wish I had a healer's kit. Was I supposed to come across one? I have 1 EP. I don't want to go into battle or whatever with 1 EP. Okay, I can also use the Art of Alchemy to make something. So let's take a look. So the Potion of Larnuma is the only thing that I can think of. Maybe it will help us. But even if I use both of these together, the Larnuma and the Lomspur, I'll only get 7 out of 20. And it says after combat, so I would also have to win the combat. What do I do? I have 1 more fire seed, so that's good for something. And I have 1 of everything else. So yeah, the Larnuma, I guess, right? I still stand by if you use the skin color poison, you can potentially just not even lose those more than 3 EP, so I think that's more worth it. But I can only use 1 poison, so I can only use that at the beginning of the thing. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? I could also just get more fire seed, I guess. Okay. Maybe I should get the learning one. And I will erase the Subito Tincture. I still have a diamond. Maybe I should erase the diamond instead of that. No, it's okay. Who needs to breathe underwater anyway? I really need to remember to use all these items. I am just brute forcing my way through so much stuff. That fight, ooh, that made me lose so many things. Okay, well, I never lost my backpack, so that's good. And I don't have a healer's kit, so I can't use one anyway. So I'll just say plus Mm. And then I think we need a new, yeah, we need a new one of these. One moment. I might still need this. Okay. Well, time to die. The torchlight runs before you, glinting off the edges of dusky crystals and casting swaths of shadow, each one inspiring 100 nightmares. Oh no. You cannot shake the feeling that you are not alone, that a presence has one sleepy eye open, marking every silent step you take. You proceed with your weapon at the ready, following the ever-growing number of crystalline deposits as the cave winds onward. At once, the tunnel ends and expands into an endless cavern full of thick pillars, standing wide as houses, extending up to support a roof you cannot see. Everywhere there is the crystals, each one slick with a layer of viscous slime that pools and darkens the stone at their base. The translucent fluid carries a strange smell, impossible to identify but deeply off-putting. And there is a noise, too, coming from just ahead, a squelching and sucking. You brace yourself and come around the edge of a pillar where the sounds are loudest. Turn to 240. I am gonna enter combat. I'm in no condition to enter combat. How am I supposed to use my potions? I'm not gonna win this. For the span of several breaths, there is silence. Then a heavy moan draws your eyes up, and what you see makes you question the very fabric of your sanity. It hangs above you, gripping several pillars, filling the vast space between them like a thick shroud. 8 legs spread out from its vast center, only they are not legs, they are arms, covered in coarse gray hair and ending in human hands. It is with these hands that the thing grips cracks and crevasses in the pillars, keeping itself suspended like a storm. 4 udders hang down from its engorged abdomen, dripping milky secretions. As you watch, one of the udders expands and squeezes out another crystal, glowing at its center like all the others. It drops the 15 feet to the ground with a heavy thud, and you leap back to avoid being crushed. At your movement, the thing shifts and shudders. Scraggly hair, the same color as the fur on its arms, parts to reveal the face of an old woman. Skin wrinkled, beady blue eyes squinting against the light of your torch. It begins to lower itself, hand over hand like a monkey, gibbering all the while in the voice of a child. The wet nurse, endurance 80. This marks the beginning of combat. All the following sections count as part of this single combat, and you should keep track of the wet nurse's endurance throughout. Choose which weapons you are wielding, and remember you cannot change this unless told so by the text, nor drink potions until combat is ended, except for the secret potion, Alether, or Cathar's Ambrosia, which you can drink now and use its effects until the combat is ended. The wet nurse is immune to all poisons and is not affected by Tingleweed or fire seeds. It is also immune to K on the combat result table, and instead takes 25 damage on these results. The blue steel greatsword deals an additional +2 damage every time you deal damage if you wield it. If at any point you reduce the wet nurse to 0 endurance, turn immediately to 17. If you have knowledge of either taste of medicine or white tea, turn to 73. If you have a rusted dagger, turn to 123, otherwise turn to 24. Okay. Okay. So let me see something. What takes priority? Because I have the taste of medicine. I don't have anything white tea. I have the taste of medicine, but I also have a rusted dagger. So what takes priority? Let's just go in order. This blue steel greatsword sounds pretty awesome, but I have no clue where I was supposed to get it. Book 1, I guess. But it would have been really helpful to get the blue steel greatsword wherever it was supposed to come from. So we have the knowledge of the taste of medicine. So I guess go there. And then we'll maybe come back to the rusted dagger. I don't know. Horribly. The gibbering makes sense now. The wet nurse is speaking to you, cooing while black drool runs over her lips. She is offering to have you suckle from her, to taste of the god for whom she has fathered many monstrosities. She speaks of a time before time when there was only the nothingness. Then the gods made Aeon, and the nothingness dwindled. Yet even nothing gained something from the creation of the universe. It gained a representation, a form. That form you now face, the mother of the void. The light of Ashir and Kai terrified her, and the life that followed Kinmirtha's touch was anathema. So she fled, taking refuge in the empty place between the plains known as the Confluence. She feasted upon the power of the Confluence like a tick upon blood, becoming bloated on the raw energy. Then Nar found her. He gave his demons to her to suckle, to strengthen their power and sustain them while he twisted them into the shapes he desired. Some of the most infamous demon lords tasted of her milk, the same milk she now offers to you. Her thoughts are silverfish in your brain, Her promises a doorway to madness. With an extreme effort, you block out the things you are hearing. Whenever you are in combat with the wet nurse, remove -1 from all your combat ratios. If you have both the knowledge of white tea and the taste of medicine, remove -3. If you have the rusted dagger, turn to 123, otherwise turn to 24. This is all for helping a little girl. That means they cancel out. I could have just kept the time reaver. I could have kept it. Because now it's just +1. And I need a shield. Cool. Okay. As if guided by a poltergeist, the rusted dagger frees itself from your equipment and rises to hover in front of your face. The blade shines a fierce red, as if fresh from the forge, burning away all the rust and age, revealing runes that glow an even hotter white. The wet nurse stops her gibbering, and her features wrinkle into a parody of anger, a child's tantrum. She wails hysterically, her free hands pounding into the sides of the pillars so hard they bleed. You reach out and snatch the dagger by the hilt. The blade pulls to a dull cinnabar. Change the rusted dagger to Nar's Bane. It now counts only as a weapon, a dagger that can be used like any other, except that it adds +3 to all damage you deal to the wet nurse. It can be wielded alongside another one-handed weapon. If you have an sassy car and wish to throw Nar's Bane at the wet nurse, turn to 66, otherwise turn to 24. I don't want to throw it. Can I get it back? I don't think that would be instant death, because it said if at any point you have a result that would end in a death, instead do 24 damage. So, like, no, right? It wouldn't. Mm. Do I throw it? Is that something I can get back if I win? I kill her and then I go pick it up again? I just got this thing. Is it meant specifically for her? Oh no, I don't know what to do. +3 damage to all damage dealt to the wet nurse. And what's my ratio? I don't think it ever told me the ratio. Oh no, what do I do? Hey, 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 hey. You're not invited. Go away. Okay. I don't know what to do. I guess. Anyway. Also, it says it turned into Nara's Bane, and then it asks me if I want to throw it. So, like, do I have to get rid of another slot? The other weapon that I have in order to make a slot for it, even if I want to throw it. Like, I throw it right after, and then what? I don't know. I'll just hold on to it for now. Do I even have that? Oh, I do have that. I'll need to get rid of this ratio. My ratio will be worse because of the thing. I don't know. This is horrible. If I do this, it cancels out the ratio punishment so long as I'm holding the shield. But if I throw the dagger, can I get it back eventually? Let's throw it. I'm gonna assume I don't need to get rid of anything if I choose to throw it, because then it just like literally appears in front of me, and then I guess my first instinct is just to chuck it. So I feel like that wouldn't have enough time to process. Throw. Let's... I'll correct stuff as it needs to be corrected. It is as if the dagger wants to find its mark, because even though you are throwing straight up and the wet nurse is weaving fingers together in front of her face to ward off the sight of the dagger, still the blade finds its way past them and directly into one of her blue eyes. The fire in the blade flares hotter, burning the eye out from within and dealing a wound worse than any of the mother of the void has ever received before received. Erase Nar's Bane from your action chart. Deal 20 damage to the wet nurse. Turn to 24. So, whoop. Minus the rusty dagger. Nar's Bane. And then I will go over here. This fight with the wet nurse. And she started at 80, then it's minus 20, so she's at 60 now. I have 1. I don't know what the combat ratio is, not yet, but we will find that out. Okay, let's see. Oh no! Oh no! Is this the same one from the cover? There's some giant titties in these shadows. Okay. She comes down from above, like night descending, the arms set down on either side of you, and the old woman gums her lower lip and giggles manically. You throw the torch down to the ground and prepare your weapons, aware that a single swipe of one of her hairy, tree-sized hands could crush the life from you. If you have a hand cannon and shot left, you may draw and fire if you wish. Turn to 139. Otherwise, fight the remainder of the combat at a combat ratio of -10. Continue fighting until one of you is killed. You may use a flame spout potion at any time during this section. If the wet nurse is reduced to 0 or less endurance, turn to 17. If you are reduced to 0 or less endurance, turn to 186. Okay, so I do have the combat ratio. It's -10. Pause on that because I'm using my cannon shot. I still have 2 shots in my hand cannon. I'm definitely using it. There's no way I'm not. As soon as you draw the gun, the old face screws up into a display of offended rage. This is not the first time she has faced such a weapon, you think. You barely have a chance to fire before she is on you. 3 different hands fighting to snatch you, each bent by its own eagerness to tear you limb from limb. Pick a number from the random number table to see how effective your shot is. If you have the art of exceptional awareness, add 2. If you have the brand of wisdom, add 1. 0. Your shot empties into the body of darkness with no visible effect. Erase the shot but deal no damage. 1 to 4. The bullet sinks into the flesh of one of the horror's many arms. Erase the shot and deal 8 damage. 5 or higher. The bullet rips through one of the baby's soft cheeks. Erase the shot and deal 18 damage to the wet nurse. Turn to 168. Please! What is that? That's a 7. Hello, hello. All right, well, then that's 5 or higher. Okay. I did have some of those other things, so it would have been okay. We are going to go here. Rolled 7 minus... I'm just going to write shot. We are going to write here that I used 1 shot on my hand cannon, and then we are going to deal 18 damage to her. So that's 52, yeah? No, stupid. It's 42. Okay. The combat ratio does cancel out. Okay. Well, that's a lot. We will see. We will continue to fight the wet nurse when I come back to this another time. But that is where I'm going to be pausing this one for now. So that's all I got for you for now. Get out there, do all the stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye.